Hey, it's good to see you again. I am completely broke. I have ran through every single shop and possibility of getting treat rolls, with the only option left of just spamming challenges every half hour for a measly 1 treat roll, which is just not happening. And on top of that, this game is boring. There's nothing to do. In fact, there is almost no game mode in this entire game where you can't solo with just Escanor and Rukia alone. And out of ideas of what to do, I realized there's only really one competitive mode in this entire game. And no, player versus player in this game sucks. I don't really know if that's competitive or not. I don't think there's a single person out there who actually enjoys the player versus player. I'm talking about rifts. If you don't know, rifts have this unique mechanic where if you get MVP, which means you get the highest damage out of at least 3 people in that lobby, and if you get the highest damage out of that lobby, you get double rewards. And since you're against your opponents in a DPS race in that same lobby, it's honestly kind of the really only actual competitive game mode. And tournaments isn't really that competitive. It's just whoever gets the highest wave, and that's kind of it. You're not really against your opponent in the same lobby at all. So let's build a DPS team so you can try getting MVP in rifts. Now I will explain my team as I go along and obtain each unit, as I don't really have most of the team I need. I only have 1 unit, and that's Broly, but I'll get more into that later. So starting off here, we're gonna get Shanks, and due to this taking forever to get Rukia, I did in fact do rifts in between. So I was able to buy a Vow Stone and head into a rift. This was a solo attempt, and it wasn't a very good solo attempt, but eventually I got it done, and we obtained Shanks, which I was not looking forward to too much because I didn't want to get a Monarch. I didn't want to grind rerolls, but apparently he's just Monarch, like a guaranteed Monarch no matter what. When you place him down, he is Monarch. So that's a pretty cool passive. They should have that for more units, so I don't have to do this. But anyways, he's gonna be an integral part of my team, as he has one of the highest DPSs in the game and a really insane passive, where if a unit gets stunned, they take his critical damage, not just his base damage, they take his crit damage as well. And that's gonna be really important. He has other passives too, and a really good active ability, but I want you guys mostly to remember the damage he does to stunned enemies in his range. But following that, the next unit up is Sasuke. Now, I already have Sasuke, so I can't really show you guys me pulling him. However, I don't have his Vanguard familiar, which also means, yes, I need to wait 10 days to be able to get the familiar. But Sasuke is a really integral part of this as well. However, I also need a Monarch, because unfortunately he doesn't have a passive Monarch trait like Shanks does. And there are a few things we can do for trait rolls, but right now we're gonna go to the world lines, as we haven't complete those yet, and they're the fastest way to do it. So I spent around maybe 2.5 hours in world lines. Quickly got it done. It wasn't an issue since Shanks is an unknown element, meaning that he doesn't get any kind of debuffs from any modifiers, at least not in the world lines. So he made it very easy. He's probably even a better world lines unit than Vanguard Senshimu is. Actually, no, I guarantee you he is. Yeah, 450, and we got our Benimaru drop really early on. Go ahead and gamble real quick on Sasuke, and got nothing. So off to challenges. Now, challenges, I'm gonna do mostly my weekly and daily. I'll show, like any other challenges I do in between. I'm probably not gonna show every single one I do, since I kind of stop here and there and do a quick challenge just to get a little bit extra rerolls. So now that we're here and talking about Sasuke, let's go ahead and talk about why he is the most important unit probably in this entire team. Now, while Broly is rift meta just because he has high damage, and that's kind of it, Shanks and Sasuke are actually a pair that do probably the most amount of damage output in rifts. So know how I talked about earlier how I wanted you guys to remember Shanks' passive, where he hits a critical hit instantly on any unit that gets stunned in his range? Well, it just so happens that Sasuke's Vanguard familiar has a passive where it creates this little line, like a little chain arch between it and one other spark element, which Nami's a spark farm, so you want to use Nami. That's how I plan on doing. And any enemy that walks through that immediately gets stunned. So I'm sure it's clicking now, and you guys are having that realization that on spawn, if you get this chain lightning with Sasuke to cross the spawn area, then on spawn each enemy will instantaneously take not only the full brunt of Sasuke's damage, but a critical hit from Shanks. Kind of think of it as a stronger version of Aizen's aura, where it does instantaneous damage. So yeah, while Sasuke isn't like a unit you usually go for by itself because it's not as strong, when it's paired up with Shanks, it becomes probably the strongest duo in rifts. But to get the familiar, you need to do 25 waves of Sasuke daily for 10 days straight. Well, not really 10 days straight, just whenever you feel like it, I guess. But it's be a total of 10 days. The easiest way to do this is to go to Artisan mode and just skip waves, and it's kind of, you can get done like 10 minutes, and then you come back and do the same thing. So yeah, it's a very boring process, but it's a very long process that I never did until just now because, well, Sasuke isn't that good by himself. But with the release of Shanks, I need that. I need that passive with him to get the rift meta. Now, in desperate need for treat rolls, as I've kind of completely ran through almost every shop, there is one shop where I haven't ran through yet, and that's dungeons. I don't even know how long I was here actually. I lost track of time doing these early dungeons. It takes forever to get one done, and they only give a little bit over 100 of these green things, depending on how good you do in that dungeon, and I needed a total of over 1800 to buy all the stuff I wanted. Anyways, after getting trigger rolls and spinning, no, I still don't have Monarch on him. It's very unlucky, and I'm also nowhere near Pity. However, we did get Aizen. I pulled him from Banner, and I got his chair thing, which the 3 Almighty Invasion units, I was really confused about what that meant. I thought that meant just like a Quincy to sacrifice Quincy's. It just means like, I guess any Bleach unit you can just sacrifice over. So I did. I sacrificed 3 evolved Bleach units into the chair, and then evolved Aizen. However, same issue. I have no rerolls, and I mean, I've blasted through every single shop getting Rukia Monarch, and also trying to get Luffy Monarch, even though he's not good. I was lied to, thinking someone said that he was really good, and he's just like, he's not good at all. So there's like 800 down there, but I am completely broke on rerolls. So yeah, I have the Rift team. You guys want to know what the Rift team is? It's Aizen Aura, Broly evolved, Sasuke with Vanguard Familiar, Shanks, and 2 farms. Now you could swap out Broly for Ainz, or any unit for Ainz, and then use his passive to get that unit back. However, I wouldn't recommend it, as it changed his passive recently. So whoever does it first, I guess if someone else gets that ability before you do, then you can no longer place one of your own units down through Ainz. So I'd recommend just having like the full team here at all times. Unless you really think that you're going to be fast with it, then yeah, you definitely could. But yeah, this is the best Rift team. This is kind of a preview of it, honestly. Usually you would prefer to have all Monarchs, but I'm still working on that. And yes, I do plan on taking more time to try to make better thumbnails. However, when I said I was going to do that, I was already like midway of editing this video, so I just figured I might as well finish it up. But yeah, the next thing I have planned is this event. That's going to take me several days of grinding, and who knows how long it's taking me to edit. So for now, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.